Were you brought up by strict parents? How did that affect you negatively and positively? Do you agree that strict parents raise the best liars? What do you intend to do differently in your parenting style? Wagwan, me people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. If you are new here, you are welcome. Kindly subscribe. If you are old here, you know, right? You are the Roji, and that's on Perry. Our topic for today is strict parents raise the best liars. Is that true? We are going to look into that. So, no shade to strict parents. No, we appreciate you so much for grooming us into the people we are today. But we are going to pinpoint certain potholes in the upbringing. How strict parents raise the best liars. How strict parents unintentionally encourage dishonesty in their children. So it's not like they do that intentionally, but in their quest to bring up the best children, they unintentionally raise the best liars with some of the few mistakes they do. Without much ado, let's get right into the video. For starters, we are going to talk about ways in which strict parents unintentionally encourage dishonesty in their children. And the very first one we are going to talk about is overemphasis on obedience. Strict parents prioritize obedience over autonomy. Autonomy is the ability to make decisions for oneself. So they may focus too much on obedience, leaving their children to feel micromanaged. Like they can't think for themselves, they don't have minds of their own. You have to decide everything for them. No, that's not how it's supposed to be done. Sometimes you have to leave room for opinions, leave room for your children to make decisions. Then you can guide them on the decisions they make, not micromanaging them. No. Also, overusing punishment and fear. The key word is overusing. Relying solely on punishment, yelling, and intimidation can create an environment where children feel uncomfortable to share their thoughts, their feelings, and their opinions. The second point is lack of open communication or discouraging open communication. This is something strict parents do a lot. Most strict parents, they do this a lot. They are not open for any communication. They don't want to communicate anything with you. You are a child, they are adults. Obey before complain. No, that's not how it's supposed to be done. Most strict parents do not create a safe and conducive space for children to express themselves honestly, leading them to feelings of discomfort and fear, which will further lead them to lie to you. Furthermore, dismissing and criticizing children's concerns and feelings can make them less likely to share their thoughts in future. So whatever you want to happen in future, you have to start nurturing it now. If you are not tolerating what they have to say, their concerns, their feelings, you are not listening to them, you are not giving room for that kind of communication. When they grow up or when they become teenagers or adults or whatever, you don't expect them to share their thoughts or their concerns with you. They are going to rely on the friends who understood them when they were children, the time you were dismissing them. The third point is unrealistic expectations. Setting unrealistically high standards. Most strict parents set expectations that are too high, leading children to feel like they can't meet them. Therefore, they may lie or hide their mistakes because they feel like if they tell you, you're going to criticize them, your expectations are too high for them. So they'll make the mistakes, yes, but they will never tell you. They will hide it from you so that you think that they are meeting your expectations. Excessive criticism from parents can cause children to feel like they are walking on eggshells, so they are too careful, and when they make mistakes, they tend to hide them because they can't come up front. The fourth point is inconsistent discipline and unfair treatment. So for inconsistent discipline, today the child does something and you beat him mercilessly. Tomorrow the child finds you doing the same thing. So it leaves the child wondering, is this thing wrong or right? Because my mom told me not to do it, but she's doing it. So inconsistent discipline. When it comes to your child, you are disciplined. But when it comes to yourself, you are not disciplined. Or the child is late to school and you are insulting him or you are disciplining him. But you are always late for work or you are always late to church and all of that. Do you get it? So you are inconsistent with your discipline. And for the unfair treatment, treating children unfairly and showing favoritism can lead to feelings of resentment, and it increases the likelihood of dishonesty. So you have these same parents have 3 children, Ifa, Aso, and Ama. Ifa steals money, He is beaten mercilessly. Amma steals money, nothing is said. Aso steals money, she's also beaten mercilessly. So there is favoritism here. What are you trying to tell the children? Is it right or wrong to steal? Because one person stole and nothing was done. Two people stole and they were beaten mercilessly. So what are you trying to say? If you are trying to instill discipline in your children, then you don't have to be unfair. That's something most parents do. Why are you being unfair? They are all your children, okay? It does more harm than good. And most parents haven't realized this. The fifth point is lack of positive reinforcement. Not acknowledging honesty. Why is it that you are ever ready to punish the child when he or she is being dishonest or doing the wrong things, but you fail to acknowledge and praise them when they are being honest? It makes the children feel like honesty is not being valued or it's not important. So they are definitely going to be dishonest the next time. Also, not providing positive reinforcement for good behavior can lead children to seek validation and attention through negative behavior. If my good behavior does not catch your attention, my negative behavior definitely will. The sixth point is not modeling honest behavior. As parents, most people do not model honest behavior themselves, which can confuse children and make them more likely to adopt dishonest habits. As they say, leadership by example. The best way you can get someone to do what you want them to do is by doing it yourself. You have to set an example. And mind you, children learn from their parents' actions than their words. It's not about you telling them that I don't want to see you lying, don't lie to anyone. No, you don't expect your child to be honest when they always catch you lying to people. So set an example, okay? As part of being an honest parent, you have to admit your mistakes. Failing to admit your mistakes or take responsibility for your actions can show your children that honesty is not a value trait. Okay, I can be dishonest, I can make mistakes and hide them. That's how they are going to feel. If you make it known to them that nobody is perfect, and as humans, we are susceptible to making mistakes, that is better than hiding your mistakes, trying to be perfect in front of your children. No. The seventh point is overprotectiveness. Being an overly protective parent can cause your children to lie or hide their actions because they are afraid that they are going to hurt you or they are going to worry you with their actions. The eighth and last point in this category is lack of trust. Not trusting your children can make them feel like they need to prove themselves to earn your trust, which can increase the likelihood of dishonesty. Now let's move on to strategies parents can employ to promote honesty and integrity in their children. The first point under this category is foster open communication. Create a safe space and encourage open and honest communication, making sure your child feels comfortable to share their feelings and thoughts. Listen attentively to your children, acknowledging their concerns and validating their emotions. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage critical thinking and honesty by asking open-ended questions to promote discussion and reflection. Set time off your busy schedule to have discussions with your children. Listen to them attentively. Be interested in their discussions. Okay, don't think that, oh, you are there, I'm here. What kind of discussion am I going to have with my child? No, be interested in the number of people they have in their class, the kind of friends they have in class, the kind of discussions they have, what their teacher says, their homework, all those things is very important. If you're not ready to listen to them now, they have people who will listen to them and they are going to depend on whatever they have to say. When they grow up, that's when you're going to force because now you think, oh, we are both adults, I want to have discussions with you. But then they will trust their friends than you because you never had the time to discuss anything with them. So if you want to foster that relationship, which is very important, start now. Start from infancy. The second thing is to model honest behavior. As we said, you have to demonstrate integrity, model the honest behavior, be honest yourself so that they can learn from you, admit to your mistakes, and be transparent in decision making so that they can learn from you. They learn by watching, not by what you say or by your words or anything. They learn by watching what you are doing. So if you want them to learn the good things, you know what to do. The third point is to encourage autonomy and responsibility. Give your child choices to choose from. Offer choices within reason and allow your children to develop their decision-making skills and take ownership of their own actions. Support your children in developing problem-solving skills encouraging them to think critically and find solutions. You don't always have to micromanage them. You don't even have to micromanage them. Sometimes leave them to make their own decisions. You know you're not always going to be there. Sometimes they're even going to go to boarding house and all those things. Those times they will need their own decisions. They will need minds of their own. So if you don't teach them how to make decisions, how to solve problems and find solutions, what are they going to do when they are away from you? Assign responsibilities. Give your child age-appropriate responsibilities, teaching them the value of accountability and hard work. The fourth point is to practice positive reinforcement. Reinforce positive behavior by praising and acknowledging your children when they demonstrate honesty. You have to acknowledge it. Focus on using positive language to communicate with your child and emphasize what they do right than wrong. Most parents are guilty of this. They are always ready to hammer the wrong things you do, but for the right things, they are just going to leave it and let it slide under the carpet. That's not the right practice. The same way you hammer on the wrong things, hammer on the right things with that same energy. And as part of positive reinforcement for good behavior, you have to offer rewards and incentives to your children. The fifth point is to teach emotional intelligence. This one I'm not going to explain because I have a whole video on emotional intelligence. So I'm going to link it in the description box. Kindly go and watch it. The sixth and last strategy in this video on how to promote honesty and integrity in your children is to be consistent and fair. And as part of this, you have to set clear expectations and consequences. Establish clear expectations and consequences, ensuring that your child knows what is expected of them. Then you have to consistently enforce rules and consequences, avoiding favoritism and inconsistency. Be fair and impartial. We have explained this already. Be fair and impartial. Any rules that you set has to apply to all your children. If one child realizes that he or she is always being punished and the others are favored even when they are wrong, it's going to breed hatred, and you don't want that. To wrap up, I'm going to say that this video is not necessarily for our parents, but for us too. We are potential and incoming parents, and we have to do better. I expect us to learn a few things from this video and become better versions of our parents, right their wrongs, and also create better versions of ourselves. We've come to the end of this video. Kindly subscribe, like, share, comment, and turn on your post notification. Till we meet again, it's bye-bye.